The following program, paid for by Right Path Real Estate, does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station. It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Tom Perry. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hey, welcome to the show. Tom Perry, Right Path Real Estate Radio. And I'm excited to be joined by Moni Casarez.
There you go.
I said it right? Okay.
Perfectly.
So I know Moni's not your full name, right? So it's Moni. What's that short
It's
for?
Ramona.
Ramona.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said it perfectly. Casarez is the last name.
So you've been a part of Right Path now for how long?
What, about 2 months now?
Which means that you're not full-time real estate, right?
No.
So
I'm
what,
a baby at this.
You're a baby at this, right? Everybody's got to take those baby steps, but you know, sometimes people learn how to go from baby steps to like crawling and then walking and then running faster than others.
Right.
So we'll get into that part of that story in just a few minutes. But
Sure.
Tell us a little bit, when you're not doing real estate, what are you doing?
I do financial reporting, and mainly in the SEC and public companies. In Houston, being Houston, we are. I work for the oil and gas industry.
Okay.
That's kind of my forte.
So all that sounds like some really technical stuff. Would dumb it down for somebody that only knows real estate. What does that all that mean?
Okay, so public companies, they submit the reporting to the SEC, to the
Right.
Securities and Exchange Commission.
So if somebody has that they own public companies through a 401k or an IRA or through a mutual fund or something like that, then those companies are required to report through the SEC.
Every quarter,
Okay,
yes.
every quarter. And then you do what as it relates to that?
So we put all the financials together, and we do the explanation of what it all means.
You break all the
for
numbers down
investors.
into English.
Yes.
Got it.
So that normal people can understand what they're investing in.
So you take all of the complicated financial reports, balance sheets, the quarterly
And
income statements.
the statement of cash flows, the statement of owner's equity. Everything that you need to know about a company will be in those financial statements, and it'll be in Word where you can, understand what any kind of number means.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot.
I love numbers.
Yeah. Okay. That's fantastic. So you take all of that. So I know a lot of people say, well, hey, I'm not really good at numbers. Some people say I'm not really good at English. Seems like people that are great at English are not great at numbers, and vice versa. You're actually great at both because you're taking complicated numbers and making it simple in an English format to be able to understand, like, hey, this is what we mean by all these numbers, right?
It's a necessity.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're able to explain yourself, not only to your coworkers, to your boss, but to the public itself.
Right. So you've been doing that for how long?
And what, about 15, 18 years?
Wow.
I know.
That's a long time.
Yes.
18 years. That's fantastic.
That's a lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, for my nephews, I've got 18-year-old nephews that aren't really doing much with their life. So hopefully they can, see me as an example and do something with their lives.
Yeah. So had you ever considered real estate, or did you own any real estate before the last couple of months?
No.
No.
I've always, maybe for the last 5-6 years, I've been interested in trying to get into real estate. I've talked about getting into real estate. I've gone.
When you say you've talked about it, what does that mean
networking.
in layman's language? So you've been telling your friends, telling family,
right? And then I've gone to a lot of the networking events, and I've signed up with a lot of different entities so that I could go and learn about it. But I've never really got into it. But I've been wanting to.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you said you've been talking about it for 5 or 6 years.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
And what do you think held you back from taking action?
Not knowing, not having that confidence to get into it.
Yeah.
And someone's always like, okay, well, I'm going to learn a little bit more. If I just get this amount of knowledge, if I just know a little bit more on this other side, if I could just learn about the financing,
right?
If I could just learn how to get the property, I'll get there.
Right.
So I was like piecing all the little things together to eventually get there.
Yeah, one of the examples that I give a lot is it's a little bit like learning how to bake a cake.
Right.
And that somebody can give you the recipe and the ingredients and all the formula and all that. But if you're just learning that piece by piece by piece and you don't understand how it all ties in together, it's hard to learn it piece by piece.
Yeah. You'll never have a cake.
Well, in fact, I think it's really even, if you take it another level, it's hard to take just the recipe and the ingredients and not actually put all those things together and not come out with a cake, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's hard to learn how to bake a cake without actually doing it,
Exactly.
even if you have all the recipe and formula. So what changed for you then 2 months ago?
Well, so I came to, I've known you for several years now.
Right.
And then I finally decided that, okay, I'm just going to do it, wherever it hits. Even if I fail, I'm just going to, go for it.
Right.
Because you've been an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
I've lost a lot of my fears based on the words of wisdom that you've imparted to me. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do it. So I went to the 2-week, the weekend retreat.
Right.
What, about 2 months ago?
Right.
Yeah, 2 months back in September. And like all those fears, all that, like not knowing how to get the property, not knowing the finance, not knowing because a lot, in some occasions I was told that it was all about marketing. And I'm like, I'm not a good marketer.
Right.
I'm not a good salesperson. I don't know how to, talk to me about numbers. I'll give you the money.
Sure, right.
And I'll, translate that into something meaningful, but I don't know the background of it.
Right.
So when I went to that 2-week, the 2-day retreat, it made me feel at ease. Like all I had to do is just kind of bring the money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been such a great experience, and I don't know if you want to talk about that, but it's gone, you guys have like literally held my hand. Okay, this is the property. And I know this sounds so lame, but it's so refreshing knowing that I don't have to do anything except like bring the money
Right.
and sign and then just follow up with the process. And the support that you guys have given me, it's been priceless. I mean, for what I pay, it's been, I can get on the phone and talk to Paul.
Right.
I'm like, Paul, how do I do this? What do I need to do that? How do I get the keys?
Right.
How do I talk to the contractor?
Sure.
Okay, so what do I do? Do I turn on the lights? So
Step by
it's
step,
literally being taken by my hand and gone through the whole process. I mean, even to the point that I've gotten 3 properties already.
That's fantastic. I was going to get to that. Like, so before I get into that, because that you're kind of spilling a little bit of the story, and that's okay. That you're doing fantastic. So one of the things that you mentioned is that you were really nervous to actually pull the trigger. And you said, when I saw all the parts going together, that made me feel confident that you weren't going to be doing it by yourself, right?
Right.
And then you mentioned something about wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience, right? And I think oftentimes we want to have that wisdom before we ever start, but it's like that wisdom comes from the experience. And I found one of the things that I say a lot is, we're a world that is drowning in information, and we're desperately seeking that wisdom. But wisdom comes, who do we look up? Like, I remember when I was younger, I'd look up to my grandparents as being wise, right? Because they had all that life experience, right? That was. But you have to have the experience of doing it to gain the wisdom, yet most people don't feel comfortable doing it until they have the wisdom. So it's like you're in this catch-22. It's like the chicken or the egg. It's like, did the egg come first or the chicken come first? And like it's an and. You've got to do it. Right. And I think that what we've created within Right Path is this safe place where you have the wisdom that wants to, put our arm around you and say, come on, let's do this together.
And I feel like we're just like leeching off of you,
I wouldn't say leeching. I mean,
you've got all this wisdom, you've got all this experience, and you've got a great support team that's willing and able to just like do anything to make, the investor feel comfortable and feel safe about the investment. I went and looked at the property and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, well, you know what? I've got they're behind me.
Right.
They're supporting me. it's okay.
So let's go back. So you came out of the weekend, you were excited, and you got involved beyond the weekend, and part of that was being a part of the Passive Investor Network. So what happened immediately after the weekend? Kind of walk in a little bit about that.
Well, so I took a lot into what you kept teaching, you know, because a lot of it's mental,
Right.
you know, psychology. You know, you said
We talk a lot about mindset, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was an eye-opening experience, and I just needed to come to senses. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be scared,
Right.
you know. And then plus, it comes with, and I know it. I come from a different background. I knew you, and I trust you.
Right.
So that helped, you know. And I know there's a lot of people that don't know you personally,
Right.
And
Not yet.
so that helped a lot,
Sure.
too. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go on. You know, that fear of failure,
Right.
because I think that's what stops us, you know, in a lot of cases, wasn't there anymore.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going, you know, and then when I started seeing the deals coming through,
Right.
you know, and they're like, okay, they've done all the homework for
Sure.
me. They've done all the marketing for me.
Yeah, they
It's gonna be a
pre-analyze
good deal.
deals, right? Then they're able to say, hey, here's this particular property. They give you the address. They give you kind of like a whole dossier, I guess, or something like that.
I mean, they're basically doing the work for you.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of research, right?
And all I got to do is just sign the dotted line.
Right.
And you guys have a great support system.
Thanks.
You know, Elizabeth, oh my God, I love her. I need to take her to dinner because, I mean, I've abused some of your employees, and I'm really sorry. They're
That's okay.
they're great.
Sure.
They are great people.
Yes, they are.
And so that weekend I went, and I'm like, okay, this is it. I've envisioned myself in carrying cash.
Yeah.
I've envisioned myself in giving to others just what you imparted onto us, that I can eventually one day give on to other people.
Right.
And everyone that I've run into ever since, you know, I've recommended, you know, and I'm like, you know, even my friend Elle, I'm like, I trust him. So I'm, you know, just do it, you know,
Right.
just, you know, you trust me, I trust him. So just, you know, just get that fear out and do it, you know, and that's how I felt that my fears kind of went away.
Okay, we're coming up on a break. So we're going to go into a break. We'll come right back. We'll be with Moni. You say the last name better than I do. Casarez. So we'll be back with Moni right after on the other side of the break. So you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, and we'll be right back.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary pier work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas. valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of fun, lots of great real estate talk. We'll see you there.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com.
So welcome back, Right Path Real Estate Radio. I'm Tom Perry, and this is Moni
Casarez.
It's
okay.
You're able to roll the tongue a whole lot better than I am.
Well, I am a Mexican. So
Yes.
I forgive you.
Right. I've never been able to roll my tongue very well, but anyhow.
Well, I can show you how. So, how to speak Spanish. Rápido ruedan los carros del ferrocarril. There. Enough hours there.
So we'll stop the recording in order for me to do that. Or maybe not. Anyhow, so you were, during the break, we were continuing to talk. So share me a little bit about what you were saying.
Well, you know, that
You said you were really excited.
You know, you talked a lot about mindset, right?
Right.
And envisioning yourself, you know, in your future life, and how we always just talk.
When I say future life, this isn't like a reincarnation kind of thing.
No, like, you know,
Yeah.
your retirement.
Yeah, sure.
Because a lot of this is, you know, for my retirement purposes.
Right.
You know, I don't see my 401k, even though the economy is doing great, I don't see it doing, you know, a lot more than, 6% annually. Right. So, and numbers make sense to me, but because of those fears,
yes,
of like, oh no, let me learn, let me keep learning, let me keep putting the pieces together. I wouldn't move forward. But coming to that class and then trying to change my mindset. Okay, like erase everything that was there, and just be able to trust and be able to be fearless and be able to envision myself, retiring, well off without a worry, in the world.
Right.
And picturing myself in how I, want my life to be. I don't want to be tied to an office even at 70, I don't have to be working to be able to pay for my insurance, for health purposes. So that mindset change just opened up, I guess, a world of opportunities. But a lot of it has to be with losing that fear. Yeah. And I know.
What do you think most of that fear for you was coming from? Where was that coming from?
The insecurity, the not knowing, like you said, there's a lot of knowledge out there. You can Google just about anything, but that doesn't necessarily, amount to actions into, an investment and to be able to run, your business, and then you talk a lot about running this as a business, not as a joke, not as a game, not as a hobby, right? As a hobby. Exactly.
Well, in fact, you mentioned something in the last segment that I wanted to go back to, that you said, look, I'm really good at numbers.
Right.
And you said, but I'm not really good at marketing.
Right.
And that's one of the things that we kind of talk about, is that it's really nearly impossible to be great at everything.
Right.
And so, like, I know for me, I'm only really good at a handful of things. I mean, there's lots of things. Paperwork, I'm just terrible at paperwork. I mean, I'll just tell myself that I'm absolutely atrocious at that. And so I outsource that. And somebody else has got to manage files and paperwork and all that kind of stuff for me. But I could work on that weakness to try and, I'm probably a 2 or 3 at paperwork. and I could work really, really diligently and get twice as good at that, be a 4 or 5, I'm still not very good at it. Even if I get twice as good.
You're wasting your time.
Right,
Because
yeah.
you could be, and that's the mindset change that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because
I think so many
I
new
want to do
investors,
it all.
right? So many new investors, like, I want to learn every single. It's one thing to want to know how to do it. Like, I know how people do stay organized. I'm just not very good at doing it.
Exactly.
And so I mean, like, I know what a good, well laid out file looks like. I
Right.
just don't take the time to.
No,
Yeah,
and
because I
then
get busy
you
doing
wanna
other stuff.
Invest your time
Right.
where it's most productive.
That's the other thing we talk about.
Yeah,
Is it
exactly.
starting to evaluate what is your time worth, and you know what you bill your time out when you're doing accounting, when you're
Exactly.
being a CPA, but then you have to look at, okay, what are the things that I'm willing to do that are less than that time, and it's like we should be outsourcing those things, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was an
Think
aha
of the
moment for you.
big picture.
Yeah, right.
And the way you put everything into perspective made not only my mind but my heart. Because we women, we're more feely
Sure,
cushy
right.
kind of people.
Right.
So put me at ease.
Right.
To be able to say, okay, you know what, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I don't. I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Because I've got a support system.
Right.
Where to fall back.
Sure,
on,
right.
And
Yeah, we'll catch you.
It makes the whole process a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
And the experience a lot more enjoyable because I'm being delivered something and then I'm just going after it.
Right.
And then it's building on my success and on my business,
Fantastic.
So I'm grateful. I'm so happy. The only thing I regret is not having done it before.
In fact, that's one of the things I've talked about on the radio recently, is that most people's regrets in life, in general, is not the things that they tried and failed. It's really the things that they wish they had tried sooner.
Right.
And
Perfect example.
right.
So if there's anything that I could say to anybody and encourage anyone, come to the class, hear for yourself. You're a person that loves giving. You're not holding anything for you.
There's more than enough for everybody. The
Exactly.
universe has
And-
plenty for everybody to have. Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about the whole system. And just like lose that fear.
Yeah.
Just know that you have a great team that's going to support you and go for it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be like me regretting it. Like I could have done so much more.
Yeah. So you
But
did 3
you know, that
houses in the
better-
last 2 months.
Yes.
So what's your goal for the year? How many houses would you like to have by the end of the year? Now, when I say I don't mean like we're coming up on December, right? So I don't mean by December 31st, but like when you've looked back 12 months after being involved, so you're 10 months away from that. 10 months from now, how many total properties would you like to have?
Well, so I've leased my house out. And then I told you about the inherited property,
Right,
which
sure.
I have one of you guys. We looked at it today.
Okay.
And so that we can start the rehab process. So by the end of 12 months, I would like to have 10 houses.
10 houses.
Yeah. And then, we looked through my numbers.
Yeah.
The service that a person like me gets here, it's like literally they're holding you. They're like, okay, this is where you want to be.
Right.
This is how many, houses you're going to need. This is, and then they looked at your finances to find out if it's doable.
Right, sure.
And, Paul is so great with numbers as well.
Right.
He's like, okay, maybe in between all that, we'll get a flip.
Right,
so
of
that we
course.
can get more cash
Right.
flow. And you don't get that kind of advice anywhere because I've gone through a lot of other places and any little bit of advice aside from what you paid for
Right.
costs you.
Yeah, right.
So this is just a whole package,
Yes.
nothing's being held back. So we went through my numbers and, to be able to retire and to be able to do what I want to do with my life, I need at least 15, 20 properties.
Yeah.
But, hopefully,
Well, if you're going to have 10 within a year, so you're a year and a half, maybe 2 years away from retirement.
It's
Did you think you were that close
No,
before?
it's like
How
I
far away
can't
before did you think you were
No, I
to
thought I was going
retire?
to work until like 70, 70.
So another 50 years.
Oh, you're so Sweet. Not as long, but no, I I can almost feel it. I can almost touch it.
Yeah.
And I feel so secure about it.
Yeah. Did you ever dream that you could be 2 years away?
No.
That you were that
Oh,
close?
no. Oh,
Seriously, how far away did you think you were? 50 years?
No,
No.
at least, 20, 25 years
Okay.
from now, that I would contemplate maybe just working part-time.
Maybe having enough
you know,
to be able to live on.
right.
Yeah,
And
passively.
probably working for the rest of my life. I mean, my job is it's not so, how do I, physically.
Right. It's not
you
physically
know.
demanding, right?
So, you
But it's
sit
got to
up-
be
sit
mentally
up-
exhausting because if you're,
It is, because you're
Yeah.
always dreaming about numbers. I mean, I've gotten in the middle of the night.
you count sheep at
That
night.
was that number. And then I write it down and then I go put it in the report.
Oh, wow.
Because I might have not been able to explain it before, right?
Yeah.
So I thought of
You
doing
dream
that.
about reports and explaining numbers.
And so I
Woo-hoo.
maybe 72, yeah, very exciting life, that's for sure. But now I envision myself in the Caribbean.
Right.
I always hear your the story about the machine shop.
Right.
The guys living in the Caribbean.
Right.
I'm like,
Living
I
in the
want-
Bahamas, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be that person.
Right.
And just knowing that it's so close.
Yeah.
It's like almost I can, touch it. It's so tangible. It's incredible.
The challenge that we have, because you're 2 months into the process, and
Right.
you have had a chance to help people a little further along than you, and they get really excited about retirement. Like 2 years, I'm going to be done in 2 years. I'm going to be done in 2 years. I'm going to be done in 2 years, and then the 2 years gets there, and they've hit their goal.
They're going to keep going, I'm pretty sure. Because
Because it's so much fun at that point, right?
There's that ambition.
Right.
And then it's so.
But then it's not because you have to. It's because there's so much difference when you're motivated because you want to do something versus you have to do something.
Right.
And we've seen
It's
people.
fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's the whole process. And I'm pretty sure that eventually you guys are going to let me go. Like to do it on my own,
If you want, we'll always be here.
Because I guess I would have learned a lot, but I just
By the time you do 5 or 6 deals, what you'll find is because like right now you did 3 in a relatively short period of time, right?
Right, in about a
and
month.
but that's you were within your comfort zone, right? I
Right.
mean, but it's at some point in time you may say, well, man, I could do 5 of these in a month.
right,
Right, and I'll do 5. And you're not
I mean,
even
I've
done with
I've already
those, and you
created
do.
a spreadsheet
Right.
of all the checklists. Okay,
Yep.
The inspection.
That doesn't surprise me. You're right.
Yeah, because I love Excel.
Yeah,
But you guys have made it so easy and so painless.
yeah,
That that all you got to do is just like literally sign the dotted line and follow up with the process. Give someone a call or text. You guys have been so accommodating. I don't have really good reception in my office.
okay,
So it's like text messages.
Yeah.
I'm like, Paul, I can't talk, but we're like, texting each other back and forth.
Right.
And your staff's been so supportive of bringing the documents to my job so that we could do the closing.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing all that.
I know. I feel so. Yeah, I
I'm
told
just
you. I
playing.
told you. I've been abusing your
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah,
But
we have great folks.
But it's such a relief
Right.
to have that support.
Okay, the clock's telling me we're out of time.
Knowing
So
that.
for this segment, it's Tom Perry, Right Path Real Estate.
Moni Casarez.
Moni.
I forgive him.
So we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back in just 4 minutes.
Yes.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab. We manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 5 years, Fast Track has completed over 500 projects, which has helped us create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com.
Hey, welcome back. It's Tom Perry, Right Path Real Estate Radio, and I'm joined here with Moni Casarez. Casarez, sorry. I'll get it right. Casarez.
Okay.
All right.
I forgive you.
All right. So again, during the break, we were talking a little bit off air, and so you were mentioning, like, man, you know, you've kind of laid out everything for us. All I really had to do was step into an existing process.
Right.
You didn't have to create the whole thing and all that. And you said, why didn't I do this sooner? And you said, you know, I was such a knucklehead for not doing that. That was your word.
That was my word.
Right.
Yes.
And so, but you know, my comment because I hear that from time to time, like, oh man, it's almost like we want to beat ourselves up when we do things wrong, and then we want to beat ourselves up when we do things right. And so you're obviously taking the right step, you're doing the right thing now, and all that. But so all I'll say is that, you know, just like I believe that the universe has more than enough for what everybody needs to have, I also believe that there's a specific timing for every single person, and we can't mess that up.
Right.
And that I believe that if you had taken, you know, that for whatever reason you weren't ready for that at 5 years ago or 4 years ago, but I believe that you made the right decision at the right time for you and where you are and all that. So I think you're in the perfect place, and you're going to be thrilled when you look back 2 years from now. So I do want to get into your numbers, girl. So I want to get into some of the numbers. So talk about like the first house that you got. So what was the purchase price? And so start with that.
Well, you know, because you guys make it so accessible and it's just so easy and so easy to trust.
Okay.
You know, that I wasn't like so fond of looking at the numbers.
Sure,
I
right.
did that more on the second and the third house.
Okay.
But like the first house was like $49,000.
So you bought a house for like $49,000.
Yeah.
So obviously wasn't retail ready, right?
Right.
So were you nervous about taking on probably a pretty good sized construction job, like more than $20,000 or something?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I was not.
Yeah, you weren't nervous. Okay.
I was not nervous.
Do you remember how big the construction was?
It came down to $19,500.
Okay.
It's like I'm being very, very serious. You guys took all that fear away, because not only did you have the house.
Yeah.
You've done the research.
Right.
You've done the comms. You've given me the numbers
Right.
of how much potentially I'm gonna make.
Right.
If it's a good for to hold as an investment or to flip it.
Right.
And what my profit would have been had I gone with either choice.
Right.
But then you also bring the contractors.
Right.
So I don't.
We have the inspectors.
to-
We have the contractors. We have right. We have the
everything.
lenders.
Right.
Right.
So it's all at a one-stop
The appraisers,
shop.
because you probably use Michelle, the appraiser, right? Yeah.
And so all you have to do is like literally. I know I keep saying this, just sign the dotted line
Right.
and bring the money to the to the table. But the numbers don't look like I'm gonna make $1,000 a month on a house, but we're looking at a long-term investment.
Right.
Then plus all the equity that I'm gonna be.
So you
having
bought
in
it for
that house.
$49.
Right.
Put 19.5 or so in repairs. What
Right.
what was the ARV of the house? Do you remember?
I
Just
don't
ballpark?
remember, but I think it was gonna be like 120.
Okay. So if those numbers are right, so 50 plus 20, you're in it for 70. So it's worth 120. So you captured about $50,000 of equity.
That looks about right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
it was about 49.
Yeah.
I know that we tweaked with.
You had
of
some
the
closing
numbers.
costs and things like
Right.
that. So okay, got it. So just under
In
50.
5 years.
Yeah. Right.
I don't make that in 5 years in the stock market.
Right. Of course not.
And then plus you have that tangible
Right.
asset that
Right.
you can go either. I mean, you can't go hug it, but you can go touch it.
Sure. Right.
At the end of the day,
you can go take pictures of it. You can
if
go
it
do a
all
selfie
fails
with
down,
it. Right.
you sell it and
Right.
you use your money's worth back.
Right.
Do
Do you remember what it rents for a month?
I think it's like $11 or $1,200
Okay.
a month.
And do you remember your cash flow on a monthly basis?
It was going to be about $300.
$300 a month. Okay, so then you said you remember the numbers on the second one a little better, right? Second and third one, because you paid a little bit more attention to the numbers.
Right, because
Yeah.
I did it on that
Yeah.
on the contract and
Okay.
cocktails. So you guys even offer that.
We do an event, right, called Cocktails and Contracts.
Right,
We bring
and-
investors in, and we've got a whole list of properties that are available for sale, and we kind of go through them one by one and offer them. Yeah, it's not really an auction type environment, but it's because
Yeah, but it's
most of the time we work together. Like, who
Right.
wants this one? Who wants that one?
Right, and who wins
There's an
it.
area I like that you kind of work it out among them.
Right.
Yeah.
So the second one, it's my it was a flooded house.
Okay. Did that make you nervous buying a flooded house?
Again, because of the trust and that
Mm-hmm.
that fearless environment that I feel that I'm in,
Sure.
it didn't.
Yeah, I would buy a flooded house. It have.
And the numbers made sense.
Right.
And again,
Yeah, we take the emotion out of it because you wouldn't buy an Exxon stock
Right.
with your heart. You'd buy it with your head. I mean, you can go, call up your broker. I want to buy 1,000 shares. It's not that kind of emotion,
because
right?
you already know,
Right.
what Exxon means
Right.
to pretty much anyone.
And
'cause
so we
it's a
want to try
known
and turn
brand.
real estate. Sometimes real estate seems to be a little bit more emotional for people, and we try and bring it back up into the head. Hey, this is a numbers, a dollars and cents kind of thing.
Right.
Right. And you
So-
love numbers, so that works out great.
That makes sense to
Yeah.
me.
So the
and
second one
again,
was how much for an ARV? Do you remember?
the second one, that one's a little bit more expensive. I think the purchase price was like 120.
Okay.
And I think the once we finish with everything, it's like maybe like 180.
Okay.
The repairs were about $25,000.
So you're all in at about 145.
Right.
And it's worth about 180. So if my math is right, about another $35,000 of captured equity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 50 on the first one, 35 on the
Yeah, it's
second
about
one.
$400 a month.
Yeah, $400 a month cash
that-
flow.
that
So
I'll
about
get to keep.
$4,800 a year.
Right.
Yeah.
then
And how much did you have to come to the table out of pocket?
Like $24,000.
So $24,000 to do that deal. That's going to generate about $4,800 a year.
Right.
So we'll be able to calculate the math on that. We'll have a graphic up when they make the video nice, and then you also captured. So on 24,000, you captured 35,000 of equity. Plus, you're going to have the equity in the purchase as well because
Right.
of the money that you put down. It just means that you financed less. So
Right.
you more than doubled your money just on the equity alone. I mean, that's fantastic.
So it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why.
So
I
there's
keep saying,
85,000
I
of the
keep
good for the
kicking
two.
myself.
So now the third one, what were the numbers on the third one?
So the third one, I got it from Jeremy.
Okay.
And it was like, we need to buy it right now. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
Okay.
Sometimes real estate's that way because you've
I'm
got
like-
sellers that are in
I
desperate
jumped on
situations.
it,
Right,
yeah.
sure.
And that one was a lot cheaper because it's a really bad house.
Okay.
And I don't remember a lot of the numbers
Okay.
on that one.
All right.
But it's about, so the 3 houses that I've purchased, they're under, the $300 to $400 a month range that I would
So you're getting
get.
between $300 to $400 a month cash flow. So you've added somewhere between $900 and $1,200 a month
Right.
in cash flow. And if people don't understand, there's 5 different ways to make money in real estate. And one of those is the cash flow. But the other thing is that we get depreciation on the houses. And you're a numbers girl, so you
Right.
understand that when you're depreciating the price of the house over the 28 and a half years, I believe it is, then, you're typically the net cash flow that you have is already deductible. And you've got more expenses than you have total revenue. So it's almost like tax-free money.
Almost.
Yeah, it's
Almost
tax
there.
deferred. So, yeah. So that's $400 a month per property. So somewhere between $900 and $1,200. That's not a bad 2 months.
Not bad for 2 months.
Imagine if every
Yeah.
2 months your boss walked in and gave you a $900 to $1,200 a month raise. That would be like, oh man, this is the greatest
Yeah,
boss
let's go
ever,
look for
right?
one of those jobs, you
yeah.
know?
Of course, you do have the greatest boss giving you that raise. That's you. You're your own boss in this situation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it. It's so tangible. And now your dreams are not just dreams,
Yeah, here's where I get
They're
excited
reality.
is it's like, even if let's say you made $30,000 of captured equity on that third property. Just I don't know what the numbers are, but we know it's 50 on the first one, we know it's 35 on the second one. Let's say it's 30 on the third one. That's $115,000 in just 2 months in captured equity.
Right.
Now, that's like somebody giving you a $115,000 stock portfolio that is going to grow in value. And what people don't realize is that real estate's growing at like 5 to 7% per year in this price range because it's below market price. And so that's one of the things we talk about at our weekend event. And so it's not just on that $85,000 to $115,000 of captured equity. It's on the whole thing. So you said one house is worth like $180.
Right.
Another house is worth like $120. So that's $300. What's the third house worth? Ballpark?
I am not going to lie to you because I don't remember because we bought it like ASAP.
Yeah, right.
And I wasn't able to.
You think it's about a 120? Is that in the
Probably,
ballpark?
yeah.
Okay. So let's say it's
and it's on a growing
$420,000.
area.
Right.
It's right there on 288 and 610.
Oh, perfect. So
So
let's say it's $420 in total of value of houses. Now some of that's leveraged, so it's not all equity. Over $100,000 of captured equity, but then you're talking about if that grows 5% per year, you're talking about $20,000 of growth every single year. So you get paid 20 on that same investment. You've not only captured $115,000 the first year, but $20,000 to $28,000 year after year after year after year.
if
So
I
it's
just
like,
kept the 3 properties.
yeah, if you just stopped at 3, I mean that's fantastic.
I know. I'm super, super excited that I
Yeah.
can't wait, and I need to make sure, I wanted to take some time off from work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I can't.
Right.
Because, I got to keep on with
Right.
my goals
Right.
to be able to, buy. If I want to get 10 properties in 12 months, I
Right.
need to make sure I have a job.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, because it's a one. The stuff that I love the most is it's a one-stop thing.
Yeah. It's kind of turnkey for all of it. Yeah.
Everything. You get the property, you get the advice, you get the numbers, you get the financing, you get the property manager.
Right.
They'll lease it out for you. Like you don't really have.
How much
to
time
do
would you say you've spent all total in the last 2 months finding the 3 properties, doing the transaction, everything? How many hours would you say you've invested?
I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna say 8 hours,
Okay.
but probably 4.
Oh, you're going to stretch it to 8?
Yeah, a day's worth.
Yeah.
you
But
know.
but you also invested 2 days
In the
coming
class.
to the class, right? You came to a 2-day class. That was an entire weekend. It was a Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
So that's 16 hours. But then you have a total of about 8 hours invested in the other getting the 3
Right.
properties.
Right.
Yeah, that's a pretty good return on investment in terms of time.
Right. Because, the people that you guys are bringing in your team, like, for example, the contractors.
Right.
They're professionals.
Yes.
You don't have to be babysitting them.
Right.
I have Joe, the first contractor. I'm like, give me an update
Yeah.
every week
Yeah.
on what it is.
Sure.
And I don't have to go all the way to Baycliff to find out if he
Right.
is doing or not doing the job,
Right.
So that helps a lot. The fact that you're able to trust just fall on the support that you guys give.
Yeah.
So that's just, to me, priceless.
So to somebody that might be sitting on the fence
Don't.
about getting started in real estate, what would you say?
Don't. Just come to the class, come with an open mind. And, you know, if you're a female, try to get all that emotion out of your life. If you want to succeed, if you want to go for it, trust me. I mean, I know you guys don't know me, but it's the fear that you took away from me is so priceless, because I would have never been able to do what I've done in the last 2 months had I not had the support that you guys have afforded me. And it's just amazing. I feel so confident. I feel like I know it all, like, oh yeah, I'm in real estate investment. Really, how do you do it? Like, oh, well, I always refer them back to you, but I feel like I'm doing something productive with my life that I was just talking about before. And now I'm actually, it's into fruition. It's actually happening. I can actually touch it, and I can see my future a lot closer than
Right.
before. So don't be scared. Come ready to change your mindset, and be willing to give. Like you said, there's a little bit for all of us
Right.
in the universe.
I know I'm out of
Definitely.
time. It's been great visiting with you.
Likewise.
So
Thanks for
I'm
having
Tom
me.
Perry with Right Path Real Estate. I've been joined in the studio live with Moni Casarez.
There you go. You seen that back?
All right.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip, rehab, or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. I'm Tom Perry, and wasn't that a great story? You know, you could have a story just like that. The only difference between Moni and you is she decided to take action. And you remember from her story, one of the takeaways that I have is that the regret that she has over the last 90 days is not that she did it. It's the fact that she didn't do it sooner. You know, for many times in life, we're in a place where we can measure the cost of doing something. Like, it's obviously not ever convenient to go to an event. It's not ever convenient to be the right weekend. It's not, you know, it might cost a little bit of money, that kind of stuff. None of those things are easy. In fact, most of the time, they're barriers, they're reasons, they're easily measured, the cost of doing something. But the mindset that I'd like y'all to shift is, what's the cost of not doing it? Yeah, she went and spent 2 days in a class when she could have gone out and playing golf or tennis or whatever, resting. She obviously has a busy job. But if she hadn't taken action and spent 2 days with us and learned what she learned, it was obviously thought shifting. It was mind shifting thoughts that caused her to take different actions that gave her the results. I mean, she's already collected over $100,000 in captured equity. And once the properties are leased and all of that, somewhere between $900 and $1,200 a month of passive cash flow. So imagine if she'd have done that 5 years ago. Heck, she could have 20, 30, 40 properties or more. Imagine if every 3 properties that you do, and not everybody's going to get these exact same results, but what if you got $20,000 per property, every property that you did, and you did 3 properties over the next 90 days, and you captured $60,000. And you did that the next quarter, another $60,000, and the next quarter, another $60,000. When you start looking at the compound effect on that, it is literally a fortune that it costs to not go. So it's easy to measure the cost of going. It's not so easy to measure the cost of not going or not doing something. So what I'd like you to do right now is take some action. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. That's rightpathrealestate.com. And look in the upper left-hand corner. It says, why real estate? We've got a short 5 or 6 minute video right there that explains an example of a $150,000 house. And look how simple it is. Because there's a lot of moving parts in real estate, but it really is a simple business. The other thing that we'll do is we'll compare single family buy and hold versus flipping versus wholesaling versus other types of investments. So take a look at that chart as well. But I also want you to go over to the events tab. And look, we have events coming up. I want you to check the next time that's available. And I want you to figure out for yourself, how long have you been dreaming about making a change in your life as it relates to your finances? So again, it's rightpathrealestate.com or fb.com/rightpathrealestate. Thanks again for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. Find Tom at rightpathrealestate.com. You can put the fear behind you and listen every day from 9 to 10 a.m. on Business 1110 KTEK.